Hello everyone, today we'll be going through IGCSE Cambridge Mathematics Paper 4 Extended 058043 May June 2021. Let us move to question number 1. Question number 1A part says Yasmin and Zak share an amount of money in ratio of 21:19. Yasmin received $6 more than Zak and calculate the total amount of money shared by Yasmin and this person. So this is basically the ratio, and difference of ratio we can write 21 minus 19 will be equal to 2. So 2 into x, 2x will be equal to 6. So x will be equal to 3. So difference is basically 3. So if we take 63 and 63 minus 57, this will be equal to 6, and difference will be and total will be what? Total amount will be equal to 63 plus 57, which is equal to 120. So what we have done, if we recap the question quickly, so first of all we have taken the difference of ratio, which is 2, and x is the amount which is being shared. So 2x, difference of these ratios is 6 and x is 3. Now we have multiplied this x by these numbers 21 and 19. If we multiply with the help of calculator, so 21 multiplied by 3 will be 63. Similarly, 19 multiplied by 3 is also 57. So we can see the difference is 7, and the sum of these two amounts is 120, and this 120 is required. I'm raising the extra explanatory things which I've done. Now, second part, in a sale all prices are reduced by 15%. So there is a 15% reduction in price. Yasmin buys a blouse with an original price of 40. So original price is 40 and there is a 15% discount on that one. Calculate the sale price of the blouse. So it will be 100 minus 15, as it is reduction, and divided by 100. This is the process which we are doing, and multiply by 40, and this is equal to what? This will be, we can calculate this, 100 minus 85 over 100, and this will be closed and multiplied by 40, and this is equal to basically not 85, it should be 15 over here. So this will be 15 and we will get 34. So $34 will be answer for this part. Then B part, Zach buys a shirt with a sale price of 29.75. This is the sale price, and calculate the original price of the shirt. So it basically we can directly find 85% of X amount is equal to 29.75. This is the reduced price. So original price we have to find. This is reverse percentage question. So X, we will find X is equal to 29.75 multiplied by 100 and divided by 85, and this will be calculated as fraction 29.75 multiplied by 100 over 85 over 85, and this will be equal to $35. So 35 will be final answer for this part. B part says Xavier's salary increased by 2% each year. In 2010 his salary was this much. So in 2010 salary was 40100, and each year okay, so calculate his salary in 2015. Give your answer correct to nearest dollar. So 2015. So if we check how many years it will be from 20, so 2011, then 2012, 2013, 2014 and 2015. So it will be 1 year, then 2 years, so then it will be 3 years, 4 years, and total will be 5 years. So we can find this one. So for original amount, basically we are applying compound interest formula. So a is equal to p into 1 plus r over 100 raised to the power t. This will the formula which we will be applying. So this will be 40100 into 1 plus 2 over 100. 2 rate is 2%. So time duration will be 5 years, which we have shown over here, and this will be equal to what this will be. We can use calculator to calculate this, and this will be 40100 into, in brackets, 1 plus 2 over 100 and bracket close and raised to the power 5, and this is equal to 44273.64. 44273.64, and correct to the nearest dollar we have to provide answer, so it will be 44274. This will be the final answer. 3-mark question. In which year is this person's salary first greater than this much amount? So we need to check for that one. We will be this much amount. So amount we can take, and same compound interest formula we can apply. Original principal amount is this one, 1 plus 2 over 100 and raised to the power t. Now value of t basically we have to calculate, and if we check, this will be what this one we can basically calculate. If we shift this to if we take this power 9, like for example we can if we take this power 9, like for example if we are we can use calculator basically to solve this one. So if we will be taking 40100 and multiply by this one, 1 plus 2 over 100 and bracket close and raise to the power t. This is how we can raise to power, we can take x, and this is how we can check. Like for example, calculate for x is equal to, like for example, roughly 2. This will be this much amount which is lesser, so we can again calculate for, like for example, 5, and this will be again this is lesser, so we can calculate for 8 and check this is also lesser, and if we calculate for 9 we can see this is greater. So 8 is lesser but 9 is greater, so we can write this as 1 plus 2 over 100. If we take raised to power 9, the amount will be what, 279023, like 479023. So this is what we have checked from here, and the easier way by the use of calculator I have explained you. You can use this one, and this will be 9 years. 9 years. So 9 years time duration we got, and from 2010, after 9 years it will be 2019. So we can write here 2019. This will be our final answer, and this is 3-mark question. Now next, C part. C part says in January 2020 the population of a town was 5% more than its population in January 2019. The January 2021 the population of this town was 2% less than its population in January 2020. Calculate the overall percentage increase in the population from January 2018 to January 2020. So first 2 years, like we can write 2 years. First 2 years percentage is 5%, and next it is basically next is decrease basically, and that decrease will be what? That is next in January 2020 the population of town was 5% more than in 2018. So from 18 to 20, in 2 years population increased by 5%, and from 2020 to 2021, that is 1 year, 1 year is reduction by, so reduced, this is reduced by 2%, and this one is what? This is in 2 years, this is increase, so we can show here increase. Now how we will solve? 1 plus, for this 5% we can write 5 over 100, so this will be 5% increase, and next is reduction, so 1 minus 2% reduction, that will be this one, and this we can calculate, and this will be how much, because we need to calculate the percentage reduction. So we can put in brackets 1 plus 5 over 100 and bracket close, multiply by bracket 1 minus 2 over 100, and bracket will be closed, and this is equal to 1.029. So this is equal to 1.029. Now what we can do, we need to check for the increase, and increase is how much? Increase overall. Overall increase, we can write overall increase will be equal to what? Increase will be 0.029, and this will be in percentage. So percentage increase, we can calculate 0.029 divided by 100, and this will be equal to 2.9%, and 2.9% is already there, will be our final answer for this part. We are done with this question. Now question number 2 says y is equal to p x square plus t. Find the value of y when p is equal to 3x is equal to and t is equal to minus 13. This is basically substitution of values question. So y is equal to p is 3, x is 2, and we are replacing values, and plus t value is minus 13, and just put in calculator and you will get answer. This will be 3 in brackets 2 squared, and plus this will be in brackets minus 13 and bracket close, and this is equal to minus 1. So our minus 1 will be answer for this part. 2 mark question. Second part, rearrange the formula to write x in terms of p, t, and y. We have to make subject. X we have to make subject. So original equation, given equation is y is equal to p x squared plus t. This t we can shift to other side, so p x squared is equal to y minus t. Now we can divide both sides by p, and this p will be cancelled, so x squared is equal to y minus t over p, and x will be equal to plus minus y minus t over p. This will be final answer for this question. So we can write here plus minus y minus t over p. This will be final answer. 3 mark question. B part B, I part, factorize. This is the algebraic expression which we have to factorize. So we can make factors, like for example we can write we can use calculator help. So mod 5 3, and this will be coefficient of x square is 15 and coefficient of x is minus 2, and then constant is minus 8. So So it's giving 4 by 5 and minus 2 by 3. So 4 over 5 and minus 2 by 3, these are the two values which we have received from the calculator. Now we will change the sign, minus this one and plus this one, and we can write the equation. So from this one we can write 3x plus 2, and from this one we can write 5x minus 4, and we can write intermediate step also. So 3x into 5x minus 4 and plus 2 into 5x minus 4, and this will be the factorization which we can provide over here. So it will be this 2-mark question which is done. Now second part, solve the equation, and the same equation is provided. If you check, this equation and this equation are same, so we can use this factorization which we have just now done. So 3x plus 2 into 5x minus 4 is equal to 0. This implies 3x plus 2 is equal to 0 and 5x minus 4 is equal to 0. And further we can write here x is equal to minus 2 over 3, and the second value will be x is equal to 4 over 5. So minus 2 by 3 and 4 over 5, these will be the two values which we have found. This is 1-mark question. This is done. Now factorize completely. Next C part is saying factorize completely. This is given. I will have to take maximum common. We can take x common. Inside will be x square minus 16y square, and we can write this as x squared minus 4y whole squared like this, and we can use formula. Formula will be a squared minus b squared is equal to a plus b into a minus b. This is the formula which we are using, and this will be x into x plus 4y and x minus 4y. This will be our final answer which we can provide over here at the proper place which is provided for the answer. This is 3-mark question which we are done. Now D part, this is saying simplify. We have to simplify this algebraic fraction, and to simplify this algebraic fraction, from we can make basically two pairs. One is this one and second is this one. So from first pair, this one, we can take one common and inside will be 2x minus 1, and from the second pair we can take minus 2a common and inside will be 2x minus 1, and the denominator we can take x common and inside will be 2x minus 1. And now next step we can write this as 1 minus 2a and 2x minus 1 divided by x into 2x minus 1. Further we can cancel this with this and we will get the final answer 1 minus 2a over x, and 1 minus 2a over x will be final answer. This is 4-mark question. Now this is question number 3. Question number 3 says Zoe's test scores last term were this one. So these are basically tests. Find the range. Range will be maximum minus minimum. So it will be 10 minus 6 is equal to 4. So range will be 4. Then mode will be what? Mode will be most occurring. Most occurring or most repeating. So we can check which is most repeating. So 7 comes 3 times. So 7 will be the mode, and we can write here 7. Then we are looking for the median. Median will be the middle value. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 terms. So 4 from this side, 4 from this side, and 8 is in the middle. So our answer will be 8 over here, which we have done as median. B part, the cumulative frequency diagram shows information about the time taken by each of 200 students to solve the problem. So cumulative frequency this side and time in minutes this side. Use the diagram to find an estimate of the median. Median will be the middle value. Middle of 200, we will be checking middle of 200, and the reference we will check. So middle of 200 is 100, and on this side we can draw a line, and this reference is 14 and this is 14. We can provide answer over here, which is 14. And one more question. Then second part, the interquartile range. Interquartile range is what? Interquartile range is upper quartile minus lower quartile. So for upper quartile we will take 75th percent, 75% of 200. So this will be equal to 150, and 150 we can take over here, and this reference of 120 we can draw from here, and we can check on x-axis also. So reference on x-axis will be this one, and this reference we can write as in between 14 and 16. This will be 15, and the lower quartile will be 25th percentile, 25th percentile of 200. So this will be equal to 50. So reference of 50 we can check from y-axis, and this reference will be 50, and we can check from this side, and this is over here, which we can take up to 11. So 11 is lower quartile, so 15 minus 11. So we can write 15 minus 11, which is equal to 4. So our answer will be 4. 2-mark question, which we are done. Now C part. The test scores of 200 students are shown in the table. These are the scores and frequency. Calculate the mean, and this is 3-mark question. So mean we have to calculate. For the mean, what we will be doing, we will be multiplying this number by this score by the frequency, and 5 multiplied by 3 plus this will be formula if you want. So mean is equal to sigma fx over sigma f. So this is the formula which we are following. So 5 into 3 plus 6 multiplied by 10 plus 7 multiplied by 43 plus 8 multiplied by 75 plus 9 multiplied by 48 plus 10 multiplied by 21 in brackets and divided by the total number, which is given as 200. So this is 200. Now we can simplify by using calculator. So fraction, and this will be 5 into 3 will be 15 plus 6 into 10 will be 60 plus we can put in brackets 7 into 43, and plus this will be 8 into 75, and plus in brackets 9 into 48, and plus next is 10 into 21 will be 210. So 210 and divided by 200, and this is equal to 8.09. So 8.09 will be 8.09 will be the answer. This is 3-mark question, which we are done. Now the height in centimeters of each of 200 plants is measured. The histogram shows the results. This side is frequency density. You know, histogram is between frequency density and the frequency. Height, basically height and frequency. So calculate an estimate of the mean height. You should show all your working. So first of all, what we will do, we know that frequency is equal to frequency density frequency density is equal to frequency divided by class width. So frequency will be equal to frequency density into class width. So these will be the relations which we'll be using, and from 50 to 80 is basically we can check this one. So this width is 30, so 30 multiplied by 1, so height will be 30, this height will be 30. And next we can take from 80 to 110, and this will be 80 to 100, not 110, so 80 to 100. 80 to 100 will be 20, so 20 and multiply by height, which is 3.5, and 20 multiply by 3.5 is equal to 70. So this height will be 70. And next is what? Next is 100 to 110, so it will be 10. So this will be 10 multiplied by its height, which is 4. So this will be 40. We can write 40 over here. And similarly, this width is 10 again, and 10 multiplied by this will be 3.6 multiplied by 3.6, so this will be equal to 36, which we can write over here. And next with this width is 120 to 160 will be 40, so 40 multiplied by height is 0.6, so 0.6, and 40 multiplied by 0.6 will be equal to 24, so this height is 24. So after this, after checking this height and class width, they're saying calculate an estimate of the mean height. Mean height, how we will be checking the mean height? We'll have to check the mid point of the class width. If we check, this is 80 plus 50 divided by 2, so we can write 80 plus 50 and divided by 2 will be equal to 65, so this will be 65. Similarly, mid value of 80 and 100 is 90, mid value of 100 and 110 will be 105, mid range of this one 110 and 120 is 115. Similarly, 120 and 160 will be 140. So these are the mid ranges which we have checked from here. To estimate the mean, what we will be doing, we will be multiplying this height, which is 30 with 65. We will write here 30 into 65 plus next height is what? Next height is 70, so 70 multiplied by 90 plus next height is 40, so 40 multiplied by 105, and next height is 36, so plus 36 multiplied by this one 115, and plus last is 24 multiplied by 140 and divided by the frequency, which is 200. So 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5, we have taken all the 5 bars, and we can use calculator for this one. It will be fraction, then bracket 30 multiplied by 65, bracket close, plus length. Here calculation basically we have to do carefully. A small mistake can result into problem. So plus this will be 40 multiplied by 105, and plus this will be 36 multiplied by 115, bracket close, and plus next will be 24 multiplied by 140 and divided by 200 is equal to 99.75. So 99.75 centimeters will be our answer over here. This is 6 marks question which we have done. Now question number 4. Question number 4 says A is the point 1, 5 and B is the point 3, 9. M is the midpoint of AB. Find the coordinates of midpoint. So midpoint, for example, M is the midpoint. So it will be x values, adding x values 1 plus 3 dividing by 2 and adding y values 5 plus 9 divided by 2, and this will be resulting to 4 by 2 will be 2 and 14 by 2 will be 7. So 2 and 7 will be the coordinates. 2 marks question. Then find the equation of the line that is perpendicular to AB and passes through M. Give your answer in the form of y is equal to mx plus c format. Now M is what? M is given, which is 2 and 7, which we just calculated in part 1, and now we can this is basically M point. Now we can find the gradient of these 2 points which are provided over here will be equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, which is equal to 9 minus 5 over 3 minus 1. This will be equal to 4 over 2, which is equal to 2. So gradient of M will be equal to 2, and M of perpendicular line will be what? Reciprocal and change sign. So minus 1 by 2. Now we have to write the equation of line with this perpendicular gradient, and we can write here y minus y1, equation of line in point slope format. This is m into x minus x1, x minus x1. So point is this one, and gradient we will be using minus 1 by 2. So y minus y1, which is 7, is equal to minus 1 by 2 into x minus x1 is 2. So we can find value of y is equal to minus 1 by 2x, and minus 1 by 2 into minus 2 will be plus 1 and plus 7. So final equation will be y is equal to minus 1 by 2x plus 8, and we can write here minus 1 by 2 plus 8. This will be the final answer for question 4. The position vector of P is this one, and the position vector of Q is this one. Find the vector PQ. So PQ vector we can find like PQ will be equal to, this vector will be equal to Q, coordinates of Q minus 2 and minus coordinate of P, which is this one. Similarly y coordinate also we can do this one, and this will be equal to minus 2 plus 2 will be 0, and 5 minus 3 will be 2, and our answer will be 0 and 2. 2 marks for this part also. Then second part, R is the point such that PR is equal to 3PQ. Find the position vector of R. This is a little tricky question, 2 marks question, but you need to understand this. So if we draw a small diagram for this one, so we can draw this diagram as over here, like for example coordinate axis, this will be y-axis we can draw, and x-axis will be like for example over here, and we can take like for example minus 1 minus 2 over here, and this side also we can take as 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, and basically we can extend it a little more over here. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8 and 9. I have taken up to 9. So this is minus 1 and minus 2. So P is the point which is having coordinates minus 2 and 3. So we can indicate P will be minus 2 and 3 we can indicate over here. So this is point P with coordinates minus 2 and 3. and we can so we can now, q is what? Q is -2 and -5. So -2 and -5. So q will be like this one over here, and PQ will be this line. So we can show Q is here and it is having coordinates -2 and 5. Now they are saying what? They are saying R is the point such that PR is equal to 3PQ. So 3 times PQ. If you check, this difference is 3, so we have to go more 4 units up to 9. We have to go over here, and this will be the coordinates, which is -2 and 9. This is basically R, and we have to find the position vector. For position vector, so first we can draw a straight line for PR, and PR is like this one. So this is our PR. Now we can draw position vector. PR is this direction, and position vector of PR will be this one. So this is the position vector and this is origin, and we can write OR is equal to OP. We can draw OP as well. So OP will be this vector. So OP plus PQ. So PR basically, not Q. PR. So we can write OP is what? OP is -2 and 3, and plus PR is -2. PR we can write R minus P X value, so -2 and -2, this one, and next will be what? 9 minus 3, and this will be this will basically 9 minus 2 minus -2 over here. So this will be -2 and 3, and plus this will be 0 and 6, and now we can add these two. So it will be -2 and 9, and this will be the final answer which we can provide over here, -2 and 9. And this is basically the vector triangle which we have formed, and we have basically, you can directly do without working also, but I have given working for your explanation that how we got this one. It's 2 mark question, but I thought it should explain it better in a better way like this. Hopefully you understood this. Now we can move to the next C part. C part says diagram is provided which is not to scale. OT is equal to T, which is this one. OU is equal to U, and UY is equal to 2YT. So 2YT, so UY is 2YT, so it means that it is divided into 3 portions. This is 2 by 3 and this is 1 by 3, and this will be minus U plus T, and this will be minus U plus T, taking this minus U and this direction. Hopefully you understood what we have done. Now next is what? Next is saying find OY. Give your answer in simplest form. So OY will be, if we draw OY is this direction, and we can write OY is equal to OT plus TY, and we have taken this direction earlier, but now we are taking this route and this route. So OT will be T, and TY will be what? TY will be minus this one, minus 1 by 3 into minus U plus T, and I'm erasing the extra arrows which I have drawn for your explanation. And now we can rewrite it as this is equal to T, and if we multiply, this will be plus 1 by 3u minus 1 by 3t, and we can rewrite it as oy is equal to this will be 2 by 3t, this one and this one. If we simplify 1 minus 1 by 3, so it will be 2 by 3t plus 1 by 3u, or we can take 1 by 3 common and inside will be 2t plus u. So this will be oy. So answer will be 1 by 3 2t plus u. This will be 2 marks final answer. Hopefully you understood this. Now second part, z is on ot and yz is parallel to uo. So we have to draw that one also, and to draw parallel to this one we have to draw that line, and if we draw that line will be like this one, and we can take this, and this is like z point, and they are saying this is find OZ in terms of T and or you give your answer in its simplest form. So OZ we can write OZ is equal to OY plus YZ. If we check the drawing, OY plus YZ, and this is what this is OY we just found OY, which is this one. We can use this, so we can write here 2 by 3 t plus 1 by 3 u, and this is y yz will be 1 by 3 u, 1 by third u, because this is 3 ratio 1. So this will also be third time this, so 1 over u, uh, basically u by 3. This will be also u by 3, because this is u, this will be u by 3, because same ratio we are using for this. So it will be minus u over 3, and these two terms will cancel, and we will get 2 by 3t, and 2 by 3t will be final answer, 1 mark part, this one. Now question number 5. Question number 5 is simultaneous equations. Two equations are provided. We have to solve these two equations. If we check, coefficient of x is same, so we can subtract changing signs, and these will be cancelled, and we will get minus 3y is equal to minus 9, and divided by minus 3, so this will be gone and this will be 3, so y is equal to 3. We got y is equal to 3, and this value we can replace in any of these two original equations. I am replacing in first one, so x plus 2 into 3 is equal to 13. So x is equal to 13 minus 6, which is equal to 7. So x is equal to 7. This will be the value. X is equal to 7, y is equal to 3. 2 marks question. Now the second equation is also a simultaneous equation which we have to solve by substitution or by equating them. So we'll equate them to minus x is equal to x squared plus 2x plus 2, and we can shift these two terms also to other side. We will get x squared plus 2x plus 2 minus 2 plus x is equal to 0. If we add the like terms, so x squared plus 3x, and these two will be cancelled, is equal to 0. X we can take common, so x plus 3 is equal to 0, and we can rewrite it as x is equal to 0. This implies x is equal to 0 or x is equal to minus 3. So these will be two values. Now y values we can find. If x is equal to 2, y value will be equal to, we know y, we can use this first equation, y is equal to 2 minus x. So 2 minus 0, So y is equal to 2, and in this case y is equal to 2 minus x, which is basically minus 3, and we can write y is equal to 2 plus 3, which is equal to 5. So y is equal to 5. This will be the equation. Basically x is equal, for x is equal to 0, y is 2, for x is equal to minus 3, y is 5. So 0 and 2 and minus 3 and 5, 4 mark question. This is also done. Hopefully you understood this. Now question number 6. Question number 6 says, in a class of 24 students, 18 students like homework H, and 15 students like test T, and 1 student does not like homework and does not like test. 1 is indicated over here. Complete the Venn diagram to show this information. So what we can do, we can take over here as X. So if this region is basically X, so rest of the things we can calculate in terms of X basically. So homework is 18, basically homework is 18, so this portion will be 18 minus x, and test is 15, so this portion will be 15 minus x, because x are gone into the intersection area, and we know that they are adding up to what, they are adding up to 20 3, because 1 is over here, so remaining are 23. So we'll add up 18 minus x plus 15 minus x is equal to 23, and we will solve this equation. These two are cancelled, so we can write 18 plus 15 will be 33, and 33 minus x is equal to 23. So x is equal to 33 minus 23, which is equal to 10. So x value is 10. X is equal to 10. This value we will be replacing over here. So x value will be 10, and this will be 18 minus x will be 8, and 15 minus x will be 5. So this is how we can indicate. And this part which we have done for our working, we can even erase, or you can keep also. So I'm erasing, and this will be the final answer for this one. Hopefully you understood this. B part, they are saying write down the number of students who like both homework and test. Both homework and test is this intersection portion, and in this intersection portion, this is basically 10 students, so it will be answer to this one will be 10. One more question. Then they are saying find n of h complement. H complement means not in H, intersection T, not in X. Intersection T will be this area basically, not in X, and intersection T is this area which is common in those intersection and that one. So T complement, H complement and T common in both is this shaded area, which is having 5 students. So 5 we can write answer over here. Next says a student is picked at random from the class. Write on the probability that this student likes test but does not like homework. Like test but does not like homework is basically this 5. So we can write here 5 out of total, which is 24. So we can write 5 out of 24. This will be the probability. And next they're saying 2 students are picked at random from the class. So 2 students are picked. Find the probability that both students do not like homework and do not like test also. So do not like test and do not like homework, so that will be 0, because no such student, because you are selecting 2 students, so that will be 0. So 2 of the students who like homework and picked at random, who like homework are picked at random, find the probability that both students also like test. So the people who are liking homework and also like test are 10. So if when we take the first one, it will be 10 out of total, which is 18. Basically homework will be 18, so 10 out of 18, and 1 is gone. For the second one it will be 9 out of 17, and if we check this multiplication, so it will be 90 divided by 18 multiplication 17, which is equal to 5 over 17. 5 over 17, so 5 over 17 will be final answer for this part. This is 3 marks question. Question number 7. Question number 7 says a part, write on the inequality in x shown by the number line. So now we can see this is x value, which is basically greater than minus 2, greater than this one, and less than equal to 1. So our answer will be over here, x is greater than minus 2 and less than equal to 1. This is solid, so we have taken this less than equal to. This is open, this is like white, not filled, unfilled, so that's why we have not taken equality symbol on this side. Now B part, write this one in the form of so completing square question basically, and what we will do, we will take this much first portion, only this one, and we will write this as x plus whatever coefficient of x, we will divide it by 2 and write here. So 4 by 2 will be 2, and take square of this one, and minus, this is copy sign, like this is plus over here, so we have taken plus over here. Hopefully you know the completing square technique, and this minus sign is always minus. Whatever we have written over here, we will be taking here square of that number, and this tail portion plus 1 we are writing over here. And now we can rewrite it as x plus 2 squared minus 4 plus 1, which is minus 3, so we can write x plus 2 squared is equal to squared minus 3. And if we compare with this, our p value will be 2, so p is equal to 2, and q value will be minus 3, so q value is equal to minus 3, we can write here. Or we can write p is equal, basically equation we can write x plus 2 squared minus 3, 2 mark question, which we have done. Then they are saying use your answer to part B1 to solve the equation, this one, and this is equal to, same equation is basically equal to 0. So answer which we got, we will be utilizing this one, square minus 3 is equal to 0. We'll shift this minus 3 to other side, so x plus 2 squared will be equal to 3, and we can take root on both sides, this root and this root, so it will be plus minus, so x plus 2 will be equal to plus minus under root 3. We can shift to other side 2, so 2 plus minus under root 3, this will be our answer. And we can write in decimal also. To write in decimal, we can take minus 2 and plus root of 3, which is equal to this one, and minus 0.2679, so to 268 up to 3 significant figures, and we can write negative over here, and this value will be minus 3.73, so minus 3.73, these will be the two values. 2 mark question which we have done easily. Now use your answer to part B1 to write down the coordinates minimum point on the graph of y is equal to x square plus this one. So if we write the equation which we had just written above in previous part, which is this one, we can write a and b part. So minus a, basically we are taking minus a value and b value, so minus a will be this value, so it will be minus 2 and b value will be this one, so we can write here, just copying the value, no working is required for that one, you can directly write this. Next question number, same question, basically part 4 on the diagram. Sketch this graph. Y is equal to x square plus 4x plus 1, and we know that one, the solutions, x intercepts we found over here in this part. We have these x intercepts, this one and this one, these two values we will be using, minus 2.7 and minus 3.7. Minus 2.7 we can take over here, this will be minus 0.27, and this value we can take over here, minus 3.7. and if we take x is equal to 0 for y intercept in this equation, if we replace x is equal to 0, these two terms will be 0 and y will be equal to 1, so y value is 1 over here, and we can write here 0 and 1. We'll have to indicate the y intercept and x intercepts, and now we can draw the basically the quadratic graph, which we can draw like this one, and this is basically sketching, so it's just you will have to show the x and y intercepts. Now what I have done is basically I have drawn this graph, because this is uh, I have drawn accurate graph for you, and this is basically the graph which I have drawn on basically in a software for your explanation. So keep in mind, accurate graph is not required. This is for your explanation. You can see here y intercept is 0 and 1, and x intercept, this one they have provided, this is x intercept minus 0.268, and if you check y intercept is x intercept, the other value is minus 3.732, so our both values are basically matching with this, and this is basically the minimum point which is not required in this. This is in sketching, we are not giving the minimum point, and it's not required also. So this is done. Hopefully you understood this. Now question number 8. Question number 8 says a solid cuboid measures 20 centimeters by 12 centimeter and 5 centimeter. Calculate the volume of the cuboid. For volume of cuboid, what we can do, we can multiply 20 into 15, not 15, 20 into 12 into 5, and this will be equal to what? We can calculate 20 into 12 into 5, and this is equal to 1200. So 1200 centimeter cube will be answer for this part 1. Part 2a part, calculate the total surface area of the cuboid, and for surface area we know formula for surface area is what? 2 multiplied by LB plus BH plus HL. So this will, we will be utilizing this formula, and 2 into length is 20 into 12, we can put one more bracket over here, plus next will be 12 into 5, plus next will be 5 into 20, and bracket close, and now we can calculate directly 2 and put brackets, another bracket, 20 into 12, bracket close, plus bracket, this will be 12 into 5, bracket close, and plus bracket 5 into 20, both brackets closed, and this will be equal to 800, and this will be 800 centimeters square. Hopefully it's clear. 3-mark question. Now B part, the surface of cuboid is painted, the cost of the paint used is 1.5 dollars. Find the cost to paint 1 centimeter cube of the cuboid, give your answer in cents. So dollars we can change, like $1.52 will be equal to, we'll multiply this by 100 and we will get 152 cents. So we have converted into cents. Now 152 will be divided by 800, because this is 800 centimeter square, and we will get answer. So 152 divided by answer is equal to 0.19. So 0.19 cent, this will be our answer for this part. B part, a solid metal cylinder with radius x and height 9x by 2 is melted. All the metal is used to make a sphere with radius r. Find r in terms of x. The volume V of the sphere with radius r is V is equal to 4 by 3 pi r cubed. So volume formula is provided. So volume of cylinder will be, volume of cylinder will be equal to pi r squared multiplied by h. So pi r square, because it's circular, so pi and r is x, so x squared into 9 by 2, this is height, so 9x by 2, and this will be equal to what? This will be equal to 9 by 2 will be 4.5, and x square into x will be x cubed, and we can write 4.5 x cubed, and volume should be equal 4 by 3 pi r cubed should be equal to 4.5 pi x cubed. So r value, r cube, we can check, r cube is equal to 4.5 into 3 by 4 when we shift from this side to this side, and pi will be cancelled from both sides, and x cubed. So this will be what? This will be r cubed is equal to 4.5 multiplied by 3 over 4, and this will be 27 by 8. 27 by 8 x cubed. So this implies r will be equal to cube root of this one, cube root of basically 27 over 8 and x cubed. So this will be equal to 3 by 2 of x. So r is equal to 3 by 2 x. This is in terms of that one. So r is equal to 3 by 2 x in terms of x. C part, they're saying diagram is not to scale. The diagram shows a cylinder of length 150 centimeter on horizontal ground. The cylinder has radius 20 centimeter. The cylinder contains water to a depth of 5 centimeter as shown in the diagram. Calculate the volume of the water in the cylinder. Give your answer in liters basically. So what we can do to understand this one, we can draw a triangle over here. So if I draw a triangle, so basically which triangle I'm considering, I wanted to show this one. So what I will do, I will shade it with this one. So this is the smaller triangle which I have shaded over here. We are considering this much triangle, and if I show this triangle separately over here like this one, so like if I show it over here, this will be right angle triangle, and this is 20 centimeter side, and this is basically enlarged triangle, and this is also radius, this one, and 5 centimeter is lower portion, so upper portion will be 15, and this side is 15 centimeters. So one side is 15, the other side is 20 centimeter. Now we can find this theta angle. So this is theta angle which we are finding. This will be if this side is, for example, x, so we can find this side also, and first we'll find this side x. So x will be, so we can apply Pythagoras theorem. So 20 squared will be equal to x squared plus 15 squared. So x squared will be equal to 20 squared minus 15 squared, and taking root, x will be equal to 20 squared minus 15 squared under root, which is equal to, we can take square root of 20 squared minus 15 squared, and this is equal to 5 under root 7. So 5 under root 7 is basically x value. So now we can find basically the complete triangle. If I draw complete triangle like this one, so I'm considering this triangle as well. Now what I will do, I will draw triangles separately over here for your explanation, and this is basically the complete triangle which we are considering. This is two shapes. So one side is 5 under root 7, the other side is also 5 under root 7. This middle one is 15, this is radius 20, this is also radius 20. So this is a magnified drawing which you have drawn, and 5 under root 7 plus 5 under root 7 will be 10 under root 7. This whole side we have taken. Now we can find area of this shape. Area of triangle, area will be equal to 1 by 2 into base, which is 10 under root 7, into height, which is 15, and this will be equal to what, 0.5 into 10 root 7 and multiply by 15, and this is equal to 75 root 7. So this is triangular area. Now we can find area of sector. So area of sector will be what? Area of sector will be equal to, area of sector is basically this sector, complete sector we are considering, like this whole sector, this one, I'm considering this one. Hopefully you are understanding this. So area of sector is equal to what? Theta over 360 into pi r squared. This will be the area of sector formula. So theta is what? Theta, we can calculate basically theta. Theta, first we have to calculate this. So for theta value, we can find, if we consider basically this triangle, if we consider this triangle, so cos theta will be equal to, we can write here cos theta is equal to sine and cos. So 15 over 20 will be cos theta, and theta is equal to cos inverse 15 over 20, and cos inverse shift cos 15 over 20, and your calculator should be on degree mode, and it is 41.409, or we can write 41.41, 41.41. This will be the theta value which we will be utilizing over here. So this will be basically, we can write double of theta, because this angle is 41.41, so this angle is also 41.41. So combined angle of this one will be 82.82. So we will write here 82 32.82, hopefully you understood why we are writing this, into pi r is 20, so 20 squared. And this will be, we can calculate these values, 82.82 over 360 this one, and multiply by pi r squared mean 20 squared, so this will be equal to 4141 over 45 pi, 4141 over 45 pi. This is area of sector. Now face area, we can calculate face area. Face area will be what? Face area is equal to face area will be equal to 4144 over 45 pi, which we have just uh, calculated, minus this triangle area, because we need only this portion which is shaded over here, this portion. And by considering that triangle, basically by considering that triangle, we have taken this much additional area. So this triangle area we are going to subtract from the sector area. Hopefully now you understand why we are doing this step. So minus 75 under root 7, which we have calculated over here, which is area of this triangle. We can show here triangle, and this will be equal to what? This will be equal to we can, this is already written, so minus 75 and square root of 7 is equal to 90.66. so 90.66. This will be the area of basically face area. So volume of water will be equal to 90.66 and multiply by the length, because length is, this is 150, so we have to multiply by this length, face area multiply by length. So we calculated face area, which is 90.66, and we will multiply it with length, and this will be equal to, this one multiplied by 150 is equal to 13,599, 13,599.75, and we can, this is basically in centimeter cube. So we need to convert centimeter cube to liters, and this will be equal to 13599.75. this point will be shifting to this side, and this will be over here. We can rewrite it as basically 113.59975, and approximately we can write it as 13.6. so 13.6, this will be in liters. This is 7-mark question which we have done, 13.6 liters. Hopefully you understood this. Now question number 9. Question number 9 says, diagram is not to scale, calculate the perimeter of the quadrilateral ABC. So what we can do, we can first find, basically we can consider first this triangle. This triangle we can consider first, and we need to find, for a perimeter we require all the sides, whatever unknown sides we have to find by different sine cosine rules, and then we will be adding those sides. So first of all we will target this side, and this side we can take as, like for example, x. So we can write opposite over hypotenuse, so it will be AD over BD, which is equal to sine of 35 degrees, and we can write AD is basically AD will be equal to BD, which is 14, sine of 35 degrees, and this is equal to how much? This will be 14 sine of 35. Your calculator should be in degree mode, so 8.03 centimeters. This one we have calculated 8.03 centimeters. So we have this side. Now we can find this side also, and this side is AB, so we can find AB side, and we can write here AB over, we can write BD is equal to, this will be cos of 35 degrees. So AB is equal to BD, which is 14, so 14 cos of 35 degrees, and we can calculate this one. So we can write 14 cos of 35 in degree mode, so it will be 11.468, so 11.47. So next will be what? Now we got this side 11.47 centimeters. Now these two sides are remaining. For these two sides, what we will do, we have one side and two angles, but first of all we will find this angle so that we can utilize this angle. This angle will be what? This will be 180 minus 60 plus 45 degrees, which is equal to 180 minus, this will be 60 plus 45, and this is equal to 75. So this angle is 75 degrees, which we have calculated. Now we can consider basically this triangle, and in this triangle we have now all the three angles, and we have one side length as well, so we can utilize this information to calculate the two unwanted, two desired sides, basically two required sides. So we require basically DC. So DC side, we can use sine rule now. So DC will be equal to what? 14 over, we can find 14 over sine of 75 will be equal to 14 over 14 over sine of 75 is equal to DC over sine of 45, DC over sine of 45 degrees. So DC will be equal to 14 sine of 45 divided by sine of 75, and this one we can calculate fraction 14 sine of 45 in degree mode, so sine of 75 also, and this is equal to, we can write in decimal basically 10.248, so I will write 10.25 centimeters. So we got this side also, which is DC 10.25 centimeters. Only one side is remaining, which is BC. So BC 14 over sine 75, we can write 14 over sine 75 is equal to BC over sine 60, so sine of 60 degree. So BC is equal to 14 sine 60 divided by sine of 75. So this will be 14 over sine of 60 over sine of 75. So sine of 75 degrees is equal to, decimal value will be 12.55, so 12.55 centimeters. So this length will be 12.55 centimeters. 1 2 3 4 sides we will be adding to find the perimeter. So our perimeter will be equal to 8.03 plus 11.47 plus 10.25 plus 12.55, and this will be the perimeter. We will be adding 8.03 plus 11.47 plus 10.25 plus 12.55, and this will give us answer as 42.3. So 42.3 centimeters. This will be 42.3 centimeters. 7 mark question which we have done. Now this is B part. B part is diagram also not to scale. The diagram shows a cube. The length of the diagonal AB is 8.5. So diagonal length AB, this one 8.5, and they're saying calculate the length of an edge of the cube. So edge of the cube is what? This side is say x, so this side is also x, this side is also x. Now what we can do, edge side, how we can calculate edge side? First of all, we can join basically these base, we can join this, and x, if we find this one a b is there, so c, if we write here c, so AC we can write AC is equal to this one, we can take the point A, so D, so AD square plus DC squared under root by Pythagoras theorem. So what we have done, basically we have applied Pythagoras theorem on this small triangle, this one. We have applied Pythagoras theorem, and this will be what? This will be AD square will be x squared plus this will also be x squared. So AC is equal to 2x squared under root. Now we can apply, this is what we got. If I write in red color, that will be fine. So what we can do, we can erase this and we can write here under root of x square plus x square, or we can write 2x square under root. Now we can apply Pythagoras theorem again basically, and this will be what? We will be now considering this triangle. In this triangle, we can consider, basically we'll apply Pythagoras theorem again. So 2x square under root squared plus x squared, this side squared, will be equal to 8.5 squared. Now this is what? This is 2x squared plus x squared is equal to 8.5 squared, and we can write this one as 3x squared is equal to 8.5 squared. So x squared is equal to 8.5 squared over 3, and this implies x will be equal to 8.5 over 3, this is squared and root and plus minus, but minus value we will be rejecting. So we can find this value basically by the help of calculator. So square root of 8.5 squared divided by 3 is equal to 4.907. So we can write 4.91. This will be final answer. Only positive value we will be mentioning because length cannot be negative. Now second part, calculate the angle between AB and the base of the cube. So same triangle ABC we will be considering, and we can write in triangle ABC, this will be sine theta. Sine theta will be opposite over hypotenuse. X value we already have, which is 4.9. So sine theta will be equal to 4.91 over 8.5, which is hypotenuse. So theta will be equal to sine inverse of 4.91 over 8.5, and this will be equal to shift sine. Keep in mind it should be in degree mode, so this will be 4.91 over, this will be 8.5, and bracket will be closed, and this is equal to 35.285, 35.285, and we can write in three significant figures as 35.3. So 35.3 degrees will be answered. This is 3-mark question which we are done. Question number 10. Function f of x, g of x, h of x, g of x are provided. Find f of 2. F of 2 we can write equal to basically 3, and x will be replaced by 2 minus 2. This will be 6 minus 2, which is equal to 4. So answer will be 4 over here. G of 2 we can replace in this one. So 5 into 2 minus 7. So 10 minus 7 is equal to 3. So answer will be 3. 1-mark question, easier steps. So G of f of 2. So f of 2 we found is 4. So we can find G of f of 2 is 4. So G of 4 we can calculate, and G of 4 will be equal to what? G of 4 is equal to this will be 5 into 4 minus 7. So 20 minus 7 will be equal to 13. So our answer will be 13. Next part is find f inverse of x. So we can write y is equal to f of x is 3x minus 2. So we can make x a subject. So 3x will be equal to y plus 2. So x is equal to y plus 2 over 3. Now we can swap x and y. So y, which is basically f inverse of x, will be equal to x plus 2 over 3, and this will be x plus 2 over 3 over here, x plus 2 over 3. This will be the final answer. Then this one, C part, find h of f of x, giving your answer in this a x square plus bx plus c format. So h of f of x, h of f of x is basically 3x minus 2. So in h of x we can replace 3x minus 2, and h of x is x square plus x. So 3x minus 2 squared plus 3x minus 2, and we have to basically open the square. So it will be 9. 3x square will be 9x squared plus 4, and minus 2 into 2 4, 4 into 3 will be 12. So 12x, and this bracket will be open. So 3x minus 2. Now adding like terms will be 9x squared minus 12x plus 3x. So it will be minus 9x and plus 2, and this is basically similar equation as a x squared plus bx plus c. A is equal to 9, b is equal to minus 9, and c is equal to 2. We can write equation over here, 9x squared minus 9x plus 2, 3 marks question, which we are done. Find the derivative of h of x. So h of x is what? H of x we can write over here, h of x is equal to x squared plus x, which we have taken from main question. H of x is equal to x squared plus x. Derivative of this will be what? H dash of x is equal to 2x. Derivative of x squared will be 2x, plus derivative of x is 1. So answer will be 2x plus 1. Then E part, find x when g inverse of x is equal to 4. So x basically we can shift j inverse to a side. So x will be equal to j of 4, and j of 4 is what? J j function is 3 raised to power x, so we can write it as 3 raised to power 4, which is equal to 81. So answer will be 81. In this case, j inverse and j, they will be resulting to 1, so answer will be equal to x, so we can write answer as x. Hopefully you understood this question as well. This was straightforward function questions. Now these are first 4 terms of a sequence. This is question 11a part, and they have given these 4 terms. Write down the next term. We'll check the difference. Difference is minus 4, so this is basically the rule, and next term will be minus 4, so it will be minus 5. So minus 5 will be answer over here, and then they are saying write down the term to term rule for this sequence. So subtract 4, basically this will be the term to term rule, and then they are saying find the nth term of this sequence. Nth term for this will be what? Un is equal to n plus a minus d, basically. So what we can do, this will be minus 4n minus 4n. Basically this will be minus 4 is the difference, minus 4n dn, basically it's not, dn will be difference n, and plus this will be a, which is 11, minus d will be minus 4. So we will simplify this, and this will be equal to minus 4n and plus 15, basically plus 15. So minus 4n plus 15, this will be the formula for nth term. Now they are saying the nth term of a different sequence is this one. Find the difference between 5th term and 6th term of the sequence. Give your answer as fraction. So 5th term, we can write 5th term as, if we replace n is equal to 5, we will get this one, which is 10 over 6. And 6th term also we can write, because they are saying 5th term and 6th term. So 6th term will be equal to what? We will replace n by 6, so 2 into 6 over 6 plus 1, which is equal to 12 over 7, not 17, 7. Okay, so difference will be what? Difference will be equal to difference between 6th minus 5th, and this will be equal to 6th term is 12 by 7 minus 10 over 6, and we can calculate this one, 12 over 7 and minus 10 over 6, and this will be equal to 1 over 21. So 1 over 21, this is 2 mark question, which we are done with. If 3 by 4 is 3 by 4 a term in this sequence, so show how you decide. So what we will do, we know that the term rule is this one, 2n over n plus 1. So 2n over n plus 1 is equal to, we will check for 3 by 4. If we are getting whole number, then this will be term of the sequence. If we are getting a decimal value, then it will not be term of the sequence. Now we can cross multiply, so 8n is equal to 3n plus 3, and 8n minus 3n is equal to 3. So 5n is equal to 3, so n is equal to 3 by 5, which is basically a decimal value. So we will say no, 3 by 4 is not a term of this sequence, right? So this is what we have done. Basically, we are done with the paper. Hopefully you understood each and everything, and don't forget to subscribe the channel. Also press bell icon so that you will be getting notification for incoming videos, and also recommend this channel to your friends and classmates. Introduce this channel to your respected teachers. Thank you very much for watching. Take care. Bye.